You're listening to All Climate Conversations, sponsored by All Climate Storage in Milford. We're here to share the voices, stories, and ideas that make Milford thrive. Hey guys, it's Arusha, manager and marketer of All Climate Storage and the host of All Climate Conversations. Today I'm here with my friend Anastasia Jackson, who has been a light in many businesses and communities around the county. Please let our followers know a little bit about you and what you do.
Hi, I'm Anastasia Jackson. I'm the Regional Business Manager with the Delaware Division of Small Business and the statewide coordinator for the Delaware On Main Street program. And my job is to help businesses at any stage of your business, whether you're looking to start or if you're just growing your business, getting connected with the right resources and tools to help fund and support you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I would have tongue twisted everything, so I'm so glad that you said that. I love what you do, so I am so excited to learn more about
And
this.
thank you for having us here.
Oh, no, I'm so excited that you're here in our final Christmas little podcast room.
It's so nice and cozy.
Yes, it is. I wish these were real, but it's for looks. So.
They're not real?
Girl, hold on.
Okay. I didn't know.
We never know. Hold on.
Yeah.
We just did a last interview with Santa, so I don't know if he left a little something for us.
Santa may have left some actual presents in there.
Let's cross our fingers. All right. So to dig in, I know that your organization does a lot to help small businesses. Could you please explain how you connect small business owners to the resources they need to grow and succeed?
Okay, so I like to give examples.
Okay.
So say you purchase a food truck and you're trying to make sure that it's compliant with all of the state requirements and also making sure that you have all of the supplies that you need, whether it's, the food and, packaging items and all of those necessary things to be fully equipped. You can apply for funding through us. We have the EDGE grant, which stands for Encouraging Development, Growth, and Expansion. We also have SSBCI. There's a lot of acronyms here, so keep up with me.
I got you.
Which stands for State Small Business Credit Initiative. We have 2 different loan programs that a lot of newer businesses take advantage of. And also, even if a business isn't looking for funding, just wanting to make sure that, they have a business plan in place and making sure that they have customer acquisition tools in place. We have free business analytics tools on our website called SizeUp Delaware. And it's been super helpful with businesses looking to scale in various phases of their business. And when we do a business intake meeting, the team of us regional business managers, we just like to hear about what your needs are. And that's our first interaction, but definitely not our last interaction with you. So we have follow-up calls and we just are with you throughout the life of the business. And that's one thing that we're really trying to highlight as a division of small business, letting businesses know we're here, that we exist, and also differentiating the 2 different agencies. A lot of the time people think we're SBA. I know when you called me, you're like, you're with the SBA, right? And I'm like, no, that's our sister agency. So they're the federal arm of what we do at a state level. And we're under the Department of State. So just letting people know the difference between the 2, but we work really closely, with the Small Business Development Center, with the Small Business Administration, but we're all different agencies.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's a lot to provide. That's a lot of information, but a lot of very necessary information for people that are trying to start
Oh,
a
yes,
small business.
absolutely. And it is a lot. It can get saturated with a lot of different resources and tools. But again, just letting them take a deep breath, tell us what your journey's like, where you're at, and just guiding them throughout the journey. That's the biggest thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, that you talked about the EDGE program. Now, I know that your services come at no cost to business owners since this is a state agency that we talked about. Could you tell us more about the EDGE program and some of the other grant or loan opportunities that a business owner can access through the Delaware Division of Small Business?
Okay, yes. So the EDGE grant, it stands for Encouraging Development, Growth, and Expansion. And whether you have been in business for quite some time, you have to be under 7 years in business to apply for it. But if you're looking to purchase a second vehicle for your business, or if you have a bakery and you need to get an oven, or you need to create a walk-in refrigerator so that way you can make more pastries and serve more clients. The Edge Grant is a pretty good fit. But one thing we do like to emphasize is that it is a competition.
Okay.
So, you're giving it your best shot. And we've had businesses that have applied like multiple times for this grant program.
Oh, wow.
But every time you apply, you learn something new. You're constantly growing in your business. And,
Right.
you can take part of our webinars. We have different training opportunities. Us business managers, we go through the proposal with you, find ways that you can enhance it after we go through like the scorecard. And then with the SSBCI, that's the loan program.
Okay.
We have participating lenders with that program. And let's say you have that bakery. I'm always talking about bakeries because I love the sweets. So let's say I'm going to use myself for example. I have 16 years of state government service, right?
Wow. Okay.
And let's say I want to go to Delaware One and I want to start a bakery and I need $100,000. And they're like, oh, we get a lot of direct deposits from you. And they're usually from your state job that you've had for a long time. So, are you looking to put any collateral in and I'm like, well, I seen that you're a participating lender with SSBCI through the Division of Small Business. If you can't give me the full $100,000, can we look at the loan participation program where they'll provide $50,000 and you can provide the other $50,000? And they may say, maybe let's try that.
Wow.
So that's an opportunity there. There's a capital access program where I'll put 2% in for the loan that I'm looking to get.
Yeah.
You put 2% in as Del One. I'm just using you as Del One.
Here.
And then the division puts another 2% in a reserve. So in the event, as a new restaurant or bakery owner, in the event I default, then we can pull from that reserve. And there's no penalties or anything of that nature. If I pay the full loan back and we don't pull from the reserve, I get my 2%, you get your 2%, the division gets their 2% back, and I just keep scaling my business and growing. Okay. So SSBCI, you probably heard about the race to 14 million. We are super excited that the race is over and we are going for the second tranche of funding. What happens is we were awarded a little over $60 million and you get it in 3 tranches. So we completed the first tranche. The second tranche is what we'll go in for in the beginning of 2026. And then that's when you'll start hearing the advertisement for the new programs that'll go out. So there will be like a seed accelerator program and then the 2 loan programs. There may be an additional program. Might need to check that out when it comes out. And also emphasizing like the different lenders that we have that are participating. Okay. If you bank with, I'm just going to say ABC Bank, and they're not a participating lender, and you are looking to start a business or you have a business and you want them to know information about the SSBCI program, you can connect with our office. We'll connect them with the finance director and she'll go over what the program entails. And we also have a SSBCI program manager who's phenomenal that'll go over what the requirements are to try to get that bank onto the program as well. Yeah. And it helps the banks as well to show their support for small businesses here in our state looking to grow and supporting them in a big way.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Now, with what you just said, could you share a testimony or an example of how your organization helped a small business in Delaware, maybe one that stands out to you as a success story?
I actually have a really cool one.
Cool.
And my communications director didn't hear about this one first, so she's going to be really excited to hear about this. So there was a workshop for a launcher in Dover that I always go and do presentations for. They have a 14-week cohort. And I was telling them information about the division. And there was a husband and wife that was sitting in the front row. And the wife had so many questions, but the husband was in the program. And she was like, I have another question. And I was like, that's fine. Like, that's why I'm here. So to make a long story short, she ended up taking advantage of the SSBCI program. Yeah. She had a home daycare and they were looking to expand outside of their home to be able to, grow the business, to hire employees, to take on more children to the daycare because it's been around for quite some time. It's located in Dover. And that's a success story for me because while she was in that room to support her husband for his new business venture, she already had a business and heard about this information. Wow. Took advantage of the loan program. Then for the next cohort for launchers, she signed up for the program and she was like, I got something and I was just supporting him. Right. And that was really cool. It was a really great a great story.
So, how do you connect small businesses with state agencies?
Great question.
Thank
So, connecting businesses with state agencies, whether they're looking to get a state of Delaware issued business license,
Okay.
they would get connected with the Department of Finance Division of Revenue, which can be is found on onestop.delaware.gov.
Okay.
Typically, that's where they would go. But in the event the website's down, then that's where I would connect them with specifically for a state of Delaware business license. Okay. If they're looking to get incorporated, they would go through the Delaware Division of Incorporations, and I would refer them to the website. But, sometimes if you're on a website, if you're overwhelmed, you need like a time to woosah and kind of like get to where you need to go. They do have a live feature for chatting, and you can ask questions on there. So just connecting them there. While being a liaison between the state agency and the business owners, I'm not able to go through the entire process with them for specific applications, but making sure that I connect them with the right department, the right point of contact, and then just following up to make sure that everything went through properly. A great example is a new bar owner. Actually, it was an existing bar, and she purchased it. So when she purchased it, everything had to get transferred over into her name. So not knowing like where to go first, and we're currently in the process of developing a one-pager that's an industry roadmap.
Neat.
And what it's going to do is it's going to help businesses know like what stage they need to go to next. Okay. We understand that some businesses may be like in the middle of the road and need to go back up, and that's perfectly fine, but it's really going to be helpful as a tool to like guide them along the way. So again, I talked about the business license, division of corporations. If they are looking to get their ABC license for alcohol and beverage control, making sure that they understand that while that is a process and it's not like something that can happen within like 2 or 3 days,
right.
They have to go public and get feedback from the community if there is like anyone that opposes for a specific owner having that license. So as you're going through that process, just being that business manager that's like, hey, I know it's a little lengthy, but while you're waiting here, let's go look over at this thing, and you can start working on this, or you can go to some small business workshops or different training opportunities that may exist throughout the state. But definitely just making sure that the connection's made, the follow-up is made as well, and just helping them through that journey. I can't emphasize that enough.
No, you were very detailed. And speaking of like your website, I did go on it earlier.
Yeah.
And it is very, very informative.
Shout out to our communications team for that.
Yeah, and it was so cool seeing your picture in there too. I was like, oh my God, I know her. Oh. But no, it was very informative, and I saw the About Us and like different tabs that will direct you into what you need to go to. So I saw that, and I loved your website.
Yes,
so I had
I'm so glad you went on it.
Yeah.
And make sure when you go back, you visit like the different webinars that we have on YouTube or on social media platforms. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We have a lot of cool videos, a lot of great content that our communications team has put out, and it's definitely worth sharing.
Well, I can't wait to talk about that more later. So
Okay.
I thank you for all of that.
Okay.
So leading into 2026, I almost said 2006. Don't go backwards.
That was like the year after we graduated.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So the Delaware Division of Small Business has been a driving force for entrepreneurship in our state. Could you tell us about any new initiatives or upcoming programs that are planned for 2026?
So we have the grocery initiative, and that is to help with food insecurities, food deserts throughout the state. And that will be launched in January. So please stay tuned for more information to come on that. There have been several communities throughout Sussex County that were able to take advantage of that program.
Wow. Okay. Well, I can't wait to look about that information.
Yes.
And it's going to be on your website too?
Yes, that'll be on our website. And I know we're going to discuss later about the newsletter and everything, but
Yes, ma'am. So, common challenges for entrepreneurs. From your experience working with business owners across the county, what are some of the recurring issues or common oversights that small business owners face, or that they don't often anticipate?
What I have learned as a business manager and dealing with a lot of businesses throughout the state, not just like in any specific area, is a lot of the times they just go out and make an investment. They go purchase that building, or they sign a lease without having a business plan, or, really learning about the industry that they are taking a leap of faith and diving into.
Yeah.
So, as the division is really front facing and really trying to make sure that people and business owners throughout the state are aware of the different resources that are there before they, quit their job and go full time into a business or sign a lease or anything like that, making sure that they have all those tools and they're fully equipped. I wouldn't say that they will have it all like at one time, but it's a journey. I can't emphasize that enough. It's definitely a journey, and making sure that you stay connected with our agency, making sure that you stay connected with any of our partnering agencies that we connect you with throughout the duration of the business.
Yeah. Well, since our facility, All Climate Storage, is in Milford, your organization has played a part in supporting events like First Friday, right?
Yes.
Farmers market and local festivals. How did those partnerships and ideas come about, and what do you think has made them so successful?
So the events that you just discussed are all a part of the Downtown Milford Incorporated.
Okay.
They are an accredited Main Street program through the Delaware On Main Street program. So they have a team of volunteers. They have committees that are set up that are really pushing those events forward each and every day. And, it's nothing that I can take credit for, or even the Delaware on Main Street program as a whole.
Okay.
It's what the community is doing through Downtown Milford Incorporated.
Okay. Well, I remember seeing you at one Milford event that was hosted by La Plaza, the Latina Summit.
Oh, yes.
So that was my first time seeing you since our high school reunion, I believe.
Yes. And you got to meet our Secretary of State.
Yes. Yeah, that was awesome.
Madam Secretary,
And then I also met Andrea, who is the director of
communications.
Yes.
She's amazing.
And so I briefly saw you guys, and then you had a really awesome booth. I thought that was really awesome, that seeing you guys there and just supporting local, and I thought that was really awesome. I had to add that.
That was a beautiful event. It was on a Saturday, right? I think that was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday. Yeah. I was so excited for it, and it was beautifully organized, and there was a lot of women that went there, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, we typically, sponsor and attend a lot of different events throughout the state that are small business focused. I know this past month there were about 3 women in business events that a lot of our partner agencies and even chambers had, and we were able to attend and bring small business owners with us to those events that may have never been to those types of events before. So it's really great that we're able to show support in that way as well.
Totally.
It's not always about grants and loans.
No.
Sometimes we're able to do small business visits and, highlight the business in those ways as well.
I love that. And then since we're talking about Milford, and then you've also spent a lot of time around the Milford area as well, what are some of your favorite restaurants, coffee shops, local
I don't even know that I'm allowed to say one over the other.
I know.
I love them all.
I ask everyone on this podcast.
I love them all. So I'm not a coffee drinker.
Okay.
But I do love Surf Bagels, like smoothies. They're pretty good. I know they're in the downtown area. I love BB's Tacos, and oh my goodness, I love the corn cake from La Hacienda. I love the cured plate. There's so many different places.
The cured plate is awesome.
Yeah.
But I know there's no...
And Dolce.
Dolce is good.
They have good chicken salad.
I have not had their chicken salad, and I even talked to them about them here. They were one of our first podcast conversations, and I didn't even know. I thought it was just coffee and desserts, sweets, all that jazz. I didn't know they did chicken salad or anything, but I haven't yet to have it. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I'm a plant lover too, so I've gone to Gage. I know that's his first name, but it's Overgrown.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the plants.
I haven't gone there, but I actually met him at Fondue.
Yes.
So that was really cool.
And that's another great place to go for some desserts. Fondue.
Yes, and drinks too. But, so we're friends on Facebook, but I also see your business put pictures of places you've been to. I remember you went to Veronica's in Dover, the pizza shop. Oh, yeah. You were learning how to make pizza.
Yes.
And not just that, but you've done and support a lot of business around the area, and I see how happy you are, and I really, really value that in someone that enjoys like what you do. So that means a lot. And I wanted to thank you for coming to our 5-year ribbon cutting slash, what was it? Open house slash 5-year ribbon cutting, because we opened 5 years ago, and during COVID we didn't have that opportunity. And since we were part of the Milford Chamber, you were gracious enough to come, so your support meant everything.
Oh, really thank you for inviting me to come. That was actually so much fun.
Thanks.
Like, I like the photo booth and how you guys were supporting other small businesses and celebrating in such a huge way. There was Miss Pillion Brewing here.
Miss Pillion,
they were
Chris,
here.
Who's the marketing
oh my goodness!
like
I just kept seeing as I was walking down the hallway. I'm like, oh, another business, another business.
Donut Envy.
Yes.
Well, they also have a popsicles. I didn't know how many people were going to come. It was my first thing I was hosting for this business, and so I was like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed right now. But our photo booth was really cool. We had pictures together.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, we're going to have our business mixer in May. So I want
you definitely raised the bar with that event. So now everybody's going to be expecting you to take it over the top for the next one.
And I also wanted to add that we are high school graduates from CR, and I wanted to say how proud I am of you for doing what you do. You really like enjoy what you do, and you're very informative about what you do. And I didn't know what to expect, but you're so informative, and I think they should be happy to
Thank you so much, Arusha, and thank you for all of your hard work and dedication with the storage unit and everything that you do to support the community. Like, you don't realize it, but you're also helping a lot of small business owners by having this podcast where they're able to come on and advertise their business, Celestial Beauty. I remember seeing them here.
I just got my eyebrows done by her.
Yeah, and y'all are helping. That's the thing about small business community throughout the state. Small businesses are always helping other small businesses.
Yes.
I talked about this yesterday. I had a meeting for work, and I was talking about the Main Street communities, how they're so resilient. And the business owners are always pouring into the community, whether they're volunteering, they're staying open a little bit later, they're doing street cleanings. Like, they're always pouring back into each other and keeping the community strong. So you're a part of that ecosystem. You're not on Main Street, but you're a part of the small business community by helping and doing things like this. And, as soon as I got the message from you to come on the podcast, I immediately sent it to our communications director, to my director, to get approval to do it, because this is where it's happening. This is where the magic happens. You get the Christmas tree and the presents. It's just great.
Yes.
So thank you.
No, thank you so much. Well, the closing remarks. For other business owners who want to take advantage of the programs you've mentioned or learn more about Delaware on Main Street, what's the best way for them to reach you and your team?
Yes, so you can go to business.delaware.gov, and when you go on the website, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can key in your email address, and you'll receive weekly newsletters every Wednesday at 8 a.m. That's where you'll find out information about all the new programs, all existing programs that are going to be reopening. You'll find out information from our resource partners about workshops, training opportunities, and a lot more. Oh, and small business spotlights. Yes. And another way to stay connected with the Division of Small Business is on Facebook, Instagram, and also on LinkedIn. We have the Office of Supplier Diversity. That's where you can become certified at no cost to you whatsoever as a minority-owned business, women-owned business, a veteran-owned business, individual with disabilities-owned business. So if you're looking for more information about the Office of Supplier Diversity and how to become certified, you can go to business.delaware.gov. We have the Delaware Tourism Office, which a lot of people don't realize is in our office as well.
Okay.
And we attract a lot of visitors to our state, as you know, through the beaches.
Yes.
But we also attract a lot of visitors to our museums that are up north and even some that are downstate.
Love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on.